Bonjour Tomorrow's World.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Tomorrow's World, c'est Jean-Benoît Dunckel et Lou Hayter. Duo, on pourrait dire, est-ce que c'est un duo de plus finalement? Is it another duet, male-female, in the huge long story of the male-female duet, like can say a lot, like Lee Hazlewood and Nancy Sinatra, Graham Parsons, Emily Harris, Serge Gainsbourg, Jane Birkin, she and him, etc. Do you have any favorites in all these duets? Est-ce que vous avez des duos préférés dans toute cette histoire de duo?
Yeah, we love Lee Hazlewood and Nancy Sinatra and Jane and Serge too. Yeah, they're my favourite duos. But also the Eurythmics, actually. I think maybe we've got a bit more in common with them because of the synth pop kind of thing. For me, yeah.
Moi j'adore Lee Hazlewood et Nancy Sinatra. Mais ce qui est intéressant dans les duos que tu as cités, par exemple Serge Gainsbourg et Jane Birkin, Lee Hazlewood et Nancy Sinatra, c'est le garçon est un peu plus âgé et il représente vraiment l'homme, quoi. C'est-à-dire que Lee Hazlewood, il a une voix hyper grave.
Oui, c'est peu de le dire.
Ouais. Serge Gainsbourg, c'est un peu, comment dire, il a aussi une voix un peu plus narrative, tout ça. Et en fait, nous, c'est un peu pareil. Hein. C'est-à-dire que je suis un peu plus âgé que Lou, je suis plus côté producteur. Et puis, je pense que quand on est un duo comme ça, artistiquement, je pense que le sujet des chansons change. Je pense que les sujets des chansons se dérivent vers l'amour, inévitablement, parce à cause du côté couple. Et voilà, en fait, c'est ce qui nous est arrivé aussi, je pense. Je pense que les paroles de Lou sont assez dans les relations amoureuses, dans les déceptions amoureuses, dans les sentiments autour du couple, en général.
Alors ce qu'il faut préciser, c'est que Lou avait déjà des expériences musicales avant. C'est pas juste quelqu'un. You're not like a rookie in the music world. You played keyboards before, because you sang too. Donc vous avez déjà chanté, vous avez également joué des claviers. Comment chacun vous avez perçu ce duo? How did you receive this duet? I mean, pour toi, par exemple, Jean-Benoît, est-ce que tu avais, par rapport à tous ces duos qu'on vient de citer, une idée précise de voix particulière dans laquelle que tu voulais chercher pour ta musique, ou pas? Ou comment ça s'est fait plutôt par rapport à la voix de Lou?
Maybe I'm gonna speak English because otherwise it's gonna be too weird.
I don't mind.
But for the voice, with Air, I'm singing like a woman sometimes. But with Tomorrow's World, I'm singing really like a man with a low voice. Because Lou has like, he's a lead singer, and so I'm just like a sort of an instrument on the side, so it's not the same.
And for you, I mean, you knew that your voice was like in front of this project. How did you add like music in mind regarding how your voice, what dress? I mean, this music as a dress, for example, or as a clothes would be. So, how did you have a special music in mind regarding your voice?
Not really. I think nothing was premeditated. We kind of just went in the studio and saw what happened. So we found our own kind of sound. But I guess if anything, we were listening a bit to Angelo Badalamenti, the Twin Peaks stuff. So that is an influence. But on the whole, we just kind of found our own way, and without kind of overthinking it.
You didn't want to be his Julie Cruz or?
Yeah, I love Julie Cruz.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Est-ce qu'il y avait un piège, un danger de faire du air chanté? Was there like a trap, for example, to just this project to be only like air with Lou's voice, for example?
Yeah, there's always the trap of air, but I think air is such a good thing. It's such a good sound. So it's I'm part of air, so air is in my fingers. And but I went through this problem with my solo album, and I think it's not my problem. It's just like the audience problem. I mean, Air is a reference, so it's like always like in the people's ears, and I think that Tomorrow's World is something different. You know, it's like because of the voice of Lou and because of like the idea of the duo, which is more something like electronic and new wave. and I think it doesn't sound the same at all. And also in Air, you know, you have like all this instrumental thing, and I mean, Tomorrow's World is really like a duo with songs and with a voice, and Air is like a more like a music for images. Sometimes there is like also a sort of progressive research aspect of the band Air, and us it's more like romantic and something like nostalgic and melancholic, I think.
Well, Melancholia is really like the mood of the album. It's not really like up tempo. It's very voluptuous and very laid back sometimes. Il y a un côté vraiment très voluptueux, très mélancolique dans l'album. Est-ce que c'était l'idée de départ justement de garder cette atmosphère tout au long de l'album? Was it the main idea to keep this like laid back feeling for the full album? Ou c'est venu finalement progressivement en enregistrant et en écrivant les chansons? Or maybe it came just during recording and writing of songs, after songs?
I think that we are melancholic, so it goes into the music, whatever we do. But you know, I think when you do an album, you know, the songs are coming and you don't know why, and actually like the way they come is always like, naturally, there's always like, they feel always complete. For example, when you do like a fast tempo song, the next one naturally, because you want to change, is something different. And I think that with Tomorrow's World, so there are like some up-tempo songs that are very, very progressive. I mean, we really try to make it like distorted, because we always had like this concept of like playing with distortions, like when you use like analog keyboards, you can really make some more rock and roll sounds than with a guitar. I think that some bands like Justice, for example, they try to go on this direction to make the keyboards very, very distorted, like a punk keyboard. And it's something that we tried on this album on some songs like You Test Twitter or So Long My Love. And we wanted to get like this kind of like almost like sometimes soft AC/DC feeling.
But actually, yeah, it's intéressant because it's interesting because there's like a wide range of keyboards textures on this album. Il y a vraiment des textures différentes de clavier. There's some you mentioned like Eurythmics, which is like obvious on some human links. Some other are more like Suicide, and then there's also these very dreamy keyboards like Atmosphere, like the Badalamenti one you also mentioned. So there's like a wide rainbow of. How did you approach that? You played keyboards too, so how was it for you to have this? You wanted this wide range of textures?
Yeah, I think I just wanted to do something upbeat as a kind of contrast. So there are about 4 upbeat tracks and the rest are the kind of dreamy, cinematic ones. Yeah, I was listening to a lot of kind of industrial dance music. Like Liaison Dangerous, kind of bands like that, and we wanted to do something like an industrial dance record, but with a pop song over the top. So that was how we started So Long My Love.
Comment vous avez abordé ce projet au niveau de votre voix? How did you approach this project with your voice? Because your voice is like the link between all these different textures in a way. Parce que votre voix finalement c'est un peu le lien de toutes ces textures.
I think, yeah, again, we didn't really think about it too much, it just happened. But I noticed in the way that JB produces my vocals in his studio that they sound different to how I usually sound, I think. So we found a slightly different sound, a lot of delays, a lot of delay and reverb and stuff to make it kind of airy sounding.
Vous avez expérimenté beaucoup? Did you experiment a lot? Like sounds
I think that there are tracks in where we experimented a lot with the loose voice. I think that, you know, there is like a crazy dimension, possibilities to play with the voices in general, especially with like electronics, with plugins and everything. But And I think that, especially for your site, I think that you know this question. You know, now with like the technology, you have access like to amazing things with computers, but the thing is that it affects the texture of the sound, and so we have like a big studio with like incredible mics, and we wanted to record like in high definition, and I always wanted like to keep like a very nice texture. So anytime I would use like electronics, it would affect the voice look quality. So we wanted to, you know, to make it like different and experimental, but to keep this texture of the sound is really important. And that's why like on the first track, Hard That Beats For Me, there is like these pitched things with the loose voice, and I love that. I wanted like to, you know, like to make it psychedelic, but in terms of melody and voices too, and it's hard to do.
Ce projet est effectivement très studio, on pourrait dire orienté studio. It's very studio oriented, like you mentioned it. Mais vous l'avez déjà promené sur scène. Vous allez encore le refaire. You're gonna bring it live too. Est-ce que ça, on a vraiment l'impression que c'est vraiment quelque chose de presque différent, complètement différent? Alors, les chansons évidemment sont là, et vous deux vous êtes là. Mais est-ce que finalement ça vous fait aborder ce projet totalement différemment? Does that mean that because it's really different, and even if you'll be on stage for the live show, does that mean that it's really completely different aspect?
It is different because we don't use any backing tracks. So there's, because there's so much in the record, we had to strip it back quite a lot. But we've got a live drummer now, so it's not as bare as it was. But yeah, it's a bit more kind of raw sounding live.
Ça va donner peut-être plus de visibilité, je veux dire, aux chansons elles-mêmes. It's going to push more the song aspect of this project up front?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, we are thinking a lot about the live now. And you know, when you see when you want to see a band on stage, you want to see their bodies. You want to hear for real what you like in the album. And I think, in one hand, the music is not that important. I mean, it's important, but if you like concentrate too much on the music, you're gonna not do a good live, because a live is like to be like an actor and to be on stage and to show your body and to show to the people that you feel the music inside you, and that the music is not a lie, that you really feel it, and you send emotions with your body and with your sound to the audience. And so I mean, we could like play the tapes of the music and do like a special show, but we do not that, but we could do, and some bands do. A lot of bands like have like a CD and they play the CD on stage, and I mean, I can't do that because I think we need like to play and to let the music into our gestures, and it's really important. So, but we found like some special tricks for the live in terms of sounds. We have like we have the same sounds on the album, but like played for real. As Lou said, there is no tape, and also we wanted to work on the lights and on our presence to send a sort of like a romantic, melancholic wave on stage with lights. And I think we are inspired by cinema, by lights of movies of David Lynch, for example, of like retro futuristic kind of style, you know, with modern rays, light rays, but like a little bit like more in the dark. It's not like bright, it's like a sort of mysterious dark light show.
How was it for you to sing in French? Quel effet ça fait de chanter en français, to sing on one?
Yeah, my French isn't great, so JB had to go through every line separately with me, so it was a bit painstaking. But yeah, a few of the words I kept getting wrong and ending up saying swear words, French swear words, so yeah, he had to keep an eye on me. But I think we got there in the end.
I think she has a really nice accent, especially when she says jus de pomme. Jus de pomme.
It's going to be a bonus track for the next album.
I'm learning. I'm getting better.
Sur l'aspect justement cinématographique, l'influence du cinéma et on the cinematographic aspect of the project of the music, do you visualize a lot what you did with this project? Est-ce que vous visualisez beaucoup? Was it like an internal movie that you had in your mind?
For me, it was the aesthetic was really easy to think of because I find the music very visual. The same with writing the lyrics. Like when with JB's music, it for me it is very visual. So the lyrics kind of came to me quite easily. But yeah, I saw the image of us in the car when we wrote Drive. You know, it was night time, maybe raining and stuff. So yeah, I didn't have to think too hard about that. It just came to me, and we kind of carried on the campaign like that. So in that kind of image.
Yes, when I do music, I feel more than I see pictures. For example, when I hear a sound, I feel more like skin contacts, like caresses, or you know, like I feel like someone touched me. But it's not exactly pictures. It's not precise pictures. It's like in a dream, you know, when you have like visions, you have like lights on your eyes, and you change it, and it doesn't make sense. Especially for me, I mean, it's I just feel that, but not like a movie with clear emotions or clear visions. It's very like mysterious.
Est-ce que cette sensation est après difficile à rattacher à des chansons, au concept de la chanson? Is these sensations that you just described is easy to stick with a song, what a song is?
If you are in a trance, yes. This is the problem. It's really weird because sometimes, you know, it happens to everyone. You feel like really efficient, and it comes like that. And you have visions, and you can write something, and it sounds good. And I think that Lou works like that also. You know, you are in some special moment, you are in a trance, and you write words, and it became a song, and it feels right. I think that the art of doing a song is about the art of translating a snapshot of your life, like a slice of life, into music. And I think a song deals with something really short. It can be like a feeling of 2 seconds, and that's what a song is. It's not like it can be a narrative, it can be a story, but most of the time in what we do, it's more like a snapshots. Like, okay, I have this feeling, and I want to explain this feeling during all the song, but the feeling lasts only like 1 second.
As Jean-Benoît is more like the studio guy, did he let you free to play with all the toys and all that and doing what you want, or you had some arguments or fights?
No, I mean we do everything together. On the whole, JB does the music and I do the lyrics, but it overlaps. But yeah, I mean, normally I'd play the keyboards, but JB's so much better than me that I didn't really bother. But I did play the drums a lot more on this album, which was really fun to do for me because I've never recorded drums before. So I had a lot of fun doing that.
So you have a live drummer. You can use a live drummer.
we did all the drums ourselves. So yeah, it's good.
Comment vous voyez ce groupe, ce projet? Est-ce que vous le voyez juste comme une parenthèse dans vos histoires respectives, ou est-ce que c'est quelque chose que vous pouvez projeter dans l'avenir et avec d'autres idées de chansons, d'autres idées de sons? How do you see this project? Is it just like a little snapshot in your personal life, or you can see this project with like a future with other songs and other musical experimentation?
Well, yeah, we've written half of a second album, so I think we definitely have plans to finish the second album. But yeah, for me, I've left the band I was in, New Young Pony Club, so this is what I'm focusing on. So yeah, it's not a lot of people say it's a side project, but it isn't like that for me. It's kind of my focal point at the moment.
Yeah, I see a lot of future for Tomorrow's World, because I think we are just beginning, we are just learning things about ourselves, and And now the album is not still released. It will be released, but not yet. And so, we need like to understand what's going on. Also, you know, when you are an artist, it's really always interesting to see how the audience react, what kind of feelings they send back to you. And when you do that, you know, when you do shows, when you release albums, actually you understand yourself much more. And that's what we want to do. We want to understand what's tomorrow's world exactly in people's mind, what they like about us. And when you understand that, you can like focus on that and you know, like try to make it bigger or more interesting or wider.
Ça veut dire que c'est Air qui va devenir le side project? Air is going to be the side project?
I don't know. I think with Air we still record things, but I think for now the band is more into music for pictures in general. It's like the progressive research aspect of Air is more into movies and this kind of thing, and the pop aspect is more is still like waiting. It's like sleeping now, and but I don't know. You know, I really don't know what's going to be the future.
Merci.
Thank you.
Thank you.